is Ward Haugen for the Hutchinson Community Video Network. Tonight, Don Hanson and I will be bringing you the Hutchinson Tiger football game between the Tigers and the Prior Lake Lakers. On the face of this game, Don, if you look at the records, you would say it would be a little bit of a mismatch in Hutchinson's favor. Prior Lake being only 1-2, but they've had a tough schedule so far.
Right, and they played a Chaska team that's ranked very highly in the state to a 35-29 ball game in which they had a lead or two, and it was just a track meet out there in that one, and so they show that they can certainly cut points on the board. And then their other loss was to undefeated Lakeville, that is the class of the probably the Minnesota Conference, and certainly one of the top-ranked AA schools in the state as well.
Well, right now we're about ready to get the starting players for both teams, so let's go over to the public address announcer for the Hutch Tigers, Roger Hagenmiller, and pick up the starting lineups.
Here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. First of all, introducing the Prior Lake Lakers defensive team. Starting at right end, 6 foot 1 inch, 178-pound senior, Mike Gores, number 52, Gores. Starting at right tackle, 6 foot, 191-pound junior, Brad Ryland, number 40, Ryland. Starting at left tackle, 6 foot, 167-pound senior, Andy Hedberg, number 42, Hedberg. Starting at left end, 6 foot 1 inch, 197-pound senior, Guy Duford, number 69, Duford. Starting at one linebacker, 5 foot 9 inch, 172-pound senior, Jamie Sotis, number 25, Sotis. Had another linebacker, 5 foot 10 inch, 162-pound junior, Terry McCord, number 41, McCord. Had linebacker, 6 foot, 175-pound junior, Billy Simon, number 43, Simon. Had another linebacker, 5 foot 11 inch, 165-pound senior, Mike Lewis, number 63, Lewis. Starting at a cornerback, 6 foot, 160-pound junior, Mike Sokup, number 22, Sokup. At another cornerback, 6 foot, 161-pound senior, Rick Katerlick, number 23, Katerlick. Starting at safety, 6 foot 1 inch, 175-pound junior, Chad Hawley, number 12, Hawley. Head coach John Bennett, his assistants in the balance of the Lakers squad. Now introducing the Hutchinson Tigers defensive team. Starting at right end, 5 foot 10 inch, 171-pound junior, Jamie Fallon, number 95, Fallon. Starting at right tackle, 6 foot, 235-pound junior, Jake Kent, number 77, Kent. Starting at left tackle, 5 foot 11 inch, 230-pound senior, Brian Backlund, number 74, Backlund. Starting at left end, 5 foot 11 inch, 178-pound junior, David Koenig, number 14, Koenig. Starting at a linebacker, 5 foot 11 inch, 168-pound junior, Don Prowitz, number 41, Prowitz. Starting at linebacker, 5 foot 11 inch, 162-pound senior, Jason Rudolph, number 40, Rudolph. At a linebacker, 6 foot 2 inch, 178-pound junior, Justin Wetzel, number 89, Wetzel. At a linebacker, 6 foot, 188-pound senior, Lance Jeffer, number 88, Jeffer. At a defensive back, 5 foot 8 inch, 155-pound junior, Chad Newman, number 22, Newman. At a defensive back, 5 foot 10 inch, 156-pound senior, Adam Geary, number 11, Geary. At a defensive back, 6 foot, 155-pound senior, Brian Brinkmeyer, number 1, Brinkmeyer. Head coach Grady Rosberg, his assistants in the balance of the Tiger squad.
Well, Don, we have a few changes for tonight's ball game in the lineups for the Tigers. The most noticeable one, Jay Kant is going to be playing, starting on defense tonight.
At one of the tackles, right.
Right now we'll have the national anthem. They'll be ready for the start of tonight's game. were starting to talk there, Don, about some of the changes defensively for the Tigers. I understand Corey Hansen's moving to offense,
Yeah,
is that right?
moving, Corey, they need maybe a little more size over in offense, and Corey goes 243 pounds. They don't lose a whole lot when Jay Kent, a junior, moves into the starting defensive lineup. He's 236, Ward, so a couple big guys there, and just coach's decision, they moved that. And then Newman starting at one back. That's last week's injury to Doug Hall. I see Doug is dressed, and I know he had a kind of a bruised chest sternum area, and I'm not sure yet if he's available for action tonight if need be or not. Maybe they'll try and hold him out for another week of healing and see what happens.
Well, it's nice to see him in uniform, though. Certainly that precludes any serious injury.
Right.
He was taken to the hospital during the game last week. I don't know if he stayed overnight in Red Wing or not.
No, they x-rayed him. They were a little afraid of a broken rib, but it could have possibly, hurt one of his lungs. But x-rays proved negative on that, and so he was back in school on Monday, but he said he was a little sore in the chest. And then he went back for some more tests, I believe, on Monday, Ward.
Okay, the Tigers ready back to receive. Deep in the center will be Eric Ziemer. To his right is number 40, Rudolph, and to his left, I believe that's Christensen over there. The kicker for Prior Lake. We're going to have some fun with these numbers. You can hardly see them, and they're fresh. So we'll see what happens. There's kind of a stub kick. It's picked up at the 20 by Rudolph. He's out to the 25, and he's stopped there. He picked that ball up on the 15, so a return of about 10 yards. And gets the ball out to the 25-yard line. Good kickoff and coverage for the Lakers.
Squib kicks are hard to handle. That one, Rudolph had even trouble tracking it down as it was spinning around out there. And, of course, the main thing is to get the ball covered up and get it back upfield as far as you can on that type of a kick.
Okay, starters for the Tigers in the backfield. Sauter at quarterback. We've got Ziemer at tailback. And Brinkmeyer not starting on offense tonight. There's
he is over there.
No, that's not. Oh, okay. Brinkmeyer is too starting on offense. That's the split. Yeah, I didn't see him there. Ziemer, the lone tailback that time, stopped for a short loss of perhaps a yard and a half.
Prior Lake has been tough on offense defensively until they shut Shakespeare out last week. They had given up a lot of points.
Okay, Jeremy Carter, the fullback, split wide to the left. And they look downfield and a pass up over Brinkmeyer's head. Sauter made a good decision there as he was ready to release the ball to Brinkmeyer. There was good coverage, Don. He pulled it down, let the play go a little farther downfield, and threw it away.
They're probably checking out there to see if the Prior Lake linebackers might be coming on that play and leave a void in the center of the field there. Prior Lake evidently was staying at home, and like you said, he was covered on the first bump and then tried to break Brinkmeyer free down the middle.
Third down, 3rd and 11. Sauter brings him up, got Brinkmeyer flanked wide right. And he's looking at Brinkmeyer, and I don't know who he was throwing that to. It was certainly could have been intercepted by number 22 there for Prior Lake.
That was Sukup.
Sukup, the ball came right to him. He took off up the field as though he had the interception. Unfortunately, he didn't have the ball in his hands.
Well, I think what happened there, that was probably communication problems between the receiver and the quarterback. I think Brinkmeyer zigged when Sauter expected him to zag there, and he threw the ball on an out pattern, and Brinkmeyer broke it up on the play.
So a rather unsuccessful, inauspicious start there. A loss of 2 yards on a running play and 2 incompletions. Oh, big punt by Brinkmeyer and a fair catch down here by, not Sukup, 25 for the
Soltis.
Lakers and Soltis, and so Lakers will get the ball in good field position here.
They've got 2 real good backs to watch for. Number 25, Soltis, and number 21, Van Hecky. Both those 2 guys were good backs last year, and they've gotten better this year, and outstanding backs.
Okay, let's see the formation. They come up also with basically a single back
Same set.
Almost same set as the Tigers. It's a slot left, double slot actually, handoff to the lone back, and he trips over one of his own blockers, and then quickly covered up by number 89 for the Tigers out there, and that's Justin Wetzel, one of the four linebackers for the Tigers.
2 juniors on the inside and 2 seniors on the outside.
Jeffer listed on a program as a senior, was introduced as a senior, but he of course is a junior. 2nd and 9 for the Lakers. Basically the same formation. It's a double slot with a lone tailback behind the quarterback.
Watch for these wingback reverses.
And here it comes. There's the wingback reverse. The Tigers were waiting for it and delayed it very nicely over there.
Newman, I believe. 22.
Newman gets the tackle. I don't recall calling his name before. Certainly he may have played at the end of one of those ball games, but has not played a lot so far this year.
Well, Doug Hall, number 43, must be all right because he did come in and replace Newman. Newman did a good job on the run. Now, Hall, with a little more experience starting last year, will be in there, doing some starting last year, will be in there to replace him in a passing situation.
Back goes in motion and sets up in the I formation. 3rd and 9 from about the 39-yard line. Hand off straight ahead. That doesn't go anywhere. Tigers tough against the run, and they stack it up in the middle. Backlund in on the tackle, among others, and the ball is out to the 40, but brings up 4th down, 4th and 7.
Nice defensive series there. 3 plays and 3 yards for the Lakers in their high-powered offense. Showed us 3 different running plays there, Ward.
I was really anticipating a little bit of a track meet. Both teams have given up a few yards this year, and the Lakers have scored, or not scored a lot. Oh, there's a poor kick.
Bounce our way.
It's going to bounce out of bounds. The Tigers will get it on their own 40, about the 41-yard line. So they pick up 16 yards on the exchange of punts. This will be our 2nd possession, and we'll start 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. A little more room to maneuver here, although the 25 isn't bad position. The 40 is much better. You've got your whole offense that you can use in this situation. Nice to see Doug Hall out playing.
Well, a lot of people are pretty concerned, but they take a lot of precautions nowadays, especially if they fear a rib injury or something.
Sauter brings him up as Brinkmeyer flanked wide right. Hand off to Zemer. He's got some running room, picks up about 5. I believe that was Zemer. I didn't catch the number. I just assumed that it was.
His style of running.
So the Tigers with their first positive yardage in a ball game, a 5-yard gain. Bring up 2nd and 5. 8:35 left to go here early in the ball game. 8:35 remaining in the first quarter. No score between these two teams. The unbeaten Tigers against the twice-beaten Lakers from Prior Lake. Handoff, looks like same play. This time they meet him in the hole. Good defensive play. I can't catch those numbers. They're really hard to read.
That's number 40, but...
Brad Ryland, a junior. Defensive tackle at only about 180, 190 pounds. One thing I noticed when they introduced the 11 starters for Prior Lake, they didn't look like they had 11 more on the sideline. They haven't got a lot of people out for football here. May work to the Tigers' advantage as the game goes on. Power I formation on the 3rd and 5. And this will be the option. Sauter keeps it, turns it upfield, but he's dragged down by the end on the far side of the field there. Number 52, Mike Gores, defensive end, after about a 1-yard gain, will give Sauter. That'll bring up 4th and 4, and the Tigers with their 2nd punting situation of the ball game. So
not often the Tigers are stopped on their first 2 series without a first down, Ward, and Prior Lake showed the same kind of tenacity on defense as the Tigers did and stopped them 3 downs and out.
Good snap to Brinkmeyer. He's got time, gets a kick away, and this is going to land at the 20, and the Tigers have got it stopped short of the end zone. It's down by 41 there for the Tigers on about the 2-yard line. Trelowitz hustling downfield, bounding that ball. 4. If they rule it down finally at the 4 where he first touched it. So the Tigers definitely getting the best of it on the exchange of punting so far.
Newman back in at that defensive halfback for the running plays. I imagine they'll try and keep Adam Geary and Newman are playing the corners, and they'll keep those guys in on the running plays and maybe bring in Hall on passing plays.
1st and 10 for the Lakers. Straight ahead handoff, and that's stopped after a short gain. About 3 to 4 yards. Let's call it the 8-yard line.
40 made the tackle. That was Rudolph.
Who was that? Rudolph?
Backlund and Rudolph. Right.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 6. Ball on about the 8. 6:18 left to go here. No score in tonight's ball game so far. 6:14 in the first quarter. There's a pitch out to the right side and breaking a couple tackles, but stopping. Tackle made at about the
Hutch recovered it.
fumble. Did you see it?
I didn't see it. No, 89, I think. 88 came up with it. That's Jufford. I didn't see it. No.
No, I watched the play and it looked like the runner was down. I looked down at my program to catch a number. I looked up and the Tigers were celebrating. They had the ball. Huge break for the Tigers there. You get that turnover down there on, it's probably the 12-yard line.
Juffer.
We think maybe Lance Jeffer was the one who recovered that fumble. So Sauter brings him up. He's got Brinkmeyer over here, one-on-one coverage. Handoff to Zemer. He breaks a couple of tackles and he fights his way down to where, the 5 or 6 yard line?
I think he got her down to about the 6, Ward, from about the 12. Give him 6, huh?
That's right. That'll bring up a 2nd and 4 situation for the Tigers on the 6 yard line.
6 or 7, about 6.5. They can make a first down on the 1.
High formation once again, and again, Brinkmeyer out here, man-to-man coverage. May get some help from the safety. And they look to Brinkmeyer, and he's got the touchdown. Great play. Great pass. Sauter took one step back down and just drilled it to Brinkmeyer, showing those good hands. He went up and got it with 2 hands, and with 5:09, the Tigers take immediate.
Well, I don't think you're going to guard Brinkmeyer out there one-on-one, and I think when the quarterback Sauter sees that, that's a read right now, and he takes one step and cuts across the middle, and Sauter hit him hard in the hands, and it was a great catch by Brinkmeyer.
Hankey out to attempt the extra point for the Tigers. I believe he's 7 for 8 on the season. And that one's good also, and the Tigers have a 7-0 lead. So, taking advantage of the miscue.
Call it a 7-yarder.
The big fumble, and we'll call it a 7-yard touchdown pass for Corey Sauter. And with 5:09 left to go in the first quarter, the Tigers have got a 7-0 lead.
Scott Hankey is one of the leading kickers in the Metro poll. I believe that he ranked, try and find that on the kickers, he was the 4th ranked kicker, 7 out of 8. Now he's 8 out of 9 in kicking. And the runaway leader is this Matt Hemingway from Montemita. He's got 20 points, 3 out of 4 field goals, 11 for 11 on extra points. Must be a pretty fine high school kicker.
At Montemita, must score a few touchdowns.
Yes.
So, Hankey ready to kick off for the Tigers.
Deep to receive for the Lakers.
Lakers have three players back deep to receive. See Hankey just about ready to come forward to the ball. A little bit of a sidewinder kicker here.
Two-play drive, Ward.
2-play drive. Tigers get a touchdown without a first down. Although they get credit for a first down there, that's right. And Hankey's kick goes down to about the 10-yard line where it's picked up. It'll be a return right, but then the running back breaks it back to this side. Got some running room here. He's out to the 40, and then
25.
finally dragged down by number 2, Jay Peterson, at the 45-yard line.
Nice run back.
Tigers lost contain on the far side. It sure looked like all the blocking was set up to run up the right side. The running back just turned it back to the left, and a couple of Tigers overran it, and bingo, they're out to the 44-yard line.
Back against the green.
First and 10 on their own 44-yard line.
Kind of a nice night for football tonight. Not too cool. Pretty stiff breeze blowing out of the southeast rather. Drop back to pass. Big rush, and dragging him down was number 14 for the Tigers. Gaining, but they're going to rule that he got it away.
He reached for the flag. There wasn't a white receiver in the whole area. I think he gave him a break on that play, Ward. I really don't see any receiver at all in the general area. It looked like he was trying to get his flag out of his pocket, but decided against it.
So it becomes nothing but an incomplete pass, brings up 2nd and 10 for the Lakers. Double slot formation, Tigers in a 4-4 defense. Good defense for this offense because you've got a lot of people able to do a lot of moving around. And a crackback or a trap play there. And now there's a flag thrown in after the tackle was made.
That time by Lance Jeffer, number 88 of the Tigers.
And they're going to call a roughing penalty there. I believe it was a roughing call on the Tigers, a late hit perhaps. I certainly did not see anything, but might have been a face mask or hard to tell, although he was tackling him around the ankles. Personal foul on the Tigers, that's the only indication we have.
Against the Tigers, 15-yard penalty.
Apparently somebody piled on, came in there and hit a little late.
The ball is on the Tigers' 39-yard line.
So that moves the ball down to the Hutch Tigers' 39-yard line. First down of the ball game for the Lakers comes on a penalty. That was about a 3 or 4 yard gain. And then plus the penalty. I formation now. Back going in motion. And a pitch to the right. Tigers have got that smelled out, but they overrun it. And then they are able to chase the play down, stop it for about a 1 yard gain. They had that play stopped in the backfield and just ran past it.
Little pursuit problems there again on the angle they took. They overran it a little bit, and guy had a quick burst and got a little wide on them.
No gain, though.
No. The linebacker, I believe it was Wetzel, came in and filled for the 2 guys that had problems after they overran the play a little.
So, 2nd and 10 for the Lakers. Tiger defense doing an excellent job. The only first down they've given up has been on the illegal the roughing penalty, rather.
Pitch.
Same play comes back the other way, cuts back, and this time he picks up about 4 yards. Soltis, the ball carrier.
78, got in on that tackle on Levitt.
Geary, number 11, along with
Geary.
Corey Hansen, number 78.
And Corey Hansen.
Oh, he's in there now this time, huh?
Gain about 3 on the play, brings up 3rd and 7. The ball is on the Tiger 36-yard line.
So the ball on the 36 is bringing up a 3rd and, call it 3rd and 7. Again, the double slot formation to start with. And now they bring the far back. Well, they had 2 players in motion, and we got flags all over, and a pass is thrown out here incomplete, but they're going to stop the play. I think they're going to blow this.
Not with back in motion. I don't think that stops it. It has to be alignment moving. I believe that's just backfield motion. We got the option to decline that.
Okay. Well, that's right, Don, because they are talking to Brian Brinkmeyer. And on the incomplete pass, I would expect the Tigers to turn down the 5-yard penalty and put the Lakers in a 4th down situation.
Called against the Lakers, declined by the Tigers.
And let's see, it looks like the Lakers are bringing in their punt group. Ball comes back to the 36-yard line. This is kind of an iffy spot to punt from. But that's the coach's decision there to make that.
Back to punt for the Lakers.
Punt from here. Gore is in the punt for the Lakers.
Jason Rudolph,
Tigers look like they've got a block coming here, but they can't get anybody through, and a line drive punt's going to go out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Looks like it went out at about the 12 or 13. Mark at the 12-yard line.
Punt goes out of bounds on the Tiger 12-yard
So only a 24-yard punt, but very effective as it gets the Tigers pinned deep in their own territory down to the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. We've got 2:58 remaining here in the first quarter. Ward Haugen along with Don Hanson for the Hutchinson Community Video Network.
Mark Strom up on the roof doing the filming tonight, Ward. Once again.
Sauter with the handoff to second back Zemer. He's pretty much bent in the hole, but is able to fight ahead, get across the 15, about the 15 and a half yard line. We'll call it the 15. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 7. Long 7. Ball is at about the 12 and a half.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Second down. Really, the Lakers are doing a good job at the line of scrimmage. Tigers have not defeated them once in any of their running plays to get a running back into the secondary. Handoff. This time Brinkmeyer gets into the secondary and he fights across the 25-yard line, goes to the 26 and gets the first down. A little inside reverse, and Brinkmeyer was able to get a little running room there and got the Tigers out to the 26.
Gain of about 11 on it.
I'd call it that. Yep, from the 15 to the 26. Brinkmeyer, I believe, first carry of the game, Don?
Right.
1st and 10. 2 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Sauter hands off. Zemer off left tackle, and he fights ahead for about 4 yards, brings it out to the 30-yard line. Running over there behind that left side, we noticed when we did the game the other night, they had a lot of success running off that left side. One of the big reasons is, or small reasons, is Steve Lang. Lang at 5'4" at 170 pounds is playing that left guard again, and he's got to be doing a job over there.
Mitch Smith's the tackle on that side, and I believe Steve Ring was the end over there.
Sauter with the option play, and Zemer runs right by one Laker and ends up in the high jump pit over there. Run out of bounds. I don't believe he got to the first down marker.
Give him 6, though.
Play started on the 30. See where they finally mark him out. Oh, they're going to get him awfully close now. They're going to call it 36 and a half. He's fourth and about a foot.
Oh, holding on.
But the second major penalty of the game against the Tigers, holding penalty. So that play is going to go back. Original line of scrimmage was the 31-yard line. Don't know where they'll mark this from, where the play ended. Spot of the foul. Let's see.
Close to where he was knocked out of bounds, so.
Apparently they looks like they marked off 10 yards from about the 36-yard line. So that running play is nullified, and the Tigers drop back to 2nd and 11. Sauter in the backfield at quarterback brings Brinkmeyer in motion. And they fake the reverse to Brinkmeyer. And Sauter throws it right to one of the Lakers, and it's intercepted.
25.
25 is Jamie Sodas, and that play just looked like Prior Lake had that smelled out all the way. Well, is there a flag down there too? We've got a penalty marker down also. I don't know what the penalty is. Prior Lake are the one who moved way back. I don't know what's going on here.
Might be a dead ball foul, I'm not sure.
I think I heard from next door here, illegal helmet contact. Let's find out what that is. Spearing?
Dead ball.
It's a dead ball. Well, it looks to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, dead ball.
It's going to be 1st and 25 then.
Kind of like spearing, I think.
But they had the ball. Well, so it becomes a 1st and 25.
More than that, even, I think, isn't it? Well, no, it's just 15-yarder.
Illegal helmet contact.
Not sure exactly what. Still not sure what that is.
On the Tiger 42-yard line.
So we've had 3 major penalties already, and there's still a minute left to go in the first quarter. Sweep break. Tigers do a pretty good job of getting over there. They kind of broke it up in the backfield. Sodas was able to get get it down to the 40-yard line. He picks up 2 yards.
Hall and Bill Voigt coming in the lineup. Kant comes out along with Newman. Tigers expecting a pass. Got more experienced defender out there in Hall, and Voigt gives them some quickness off the line.
A little more size also, as Newman only goes about 5'8". Tough to play against those taller receivers. 2nd and 22, I'd call it. Big rush from the Tigers, and I don't know if this will be a fumble or not. No, the official is waving it off, calling it an incomplete pass. That could have gone either way.
I was watching the receivers. I didn't see the play. Receiver went down and hitched about 15 yards deep and was open, and that's who I thought they were going to try and throw it to.
Well, he was looking off to the right, the quarterback was, and he got nailed right in the middle of the back just as he started to release the ball. And it was one of those calls that could have gone either way. Straight drop back pass, Koenig all over him, but he gets it away, and it's complete down to the 20-yard line. That'll be short of a first down, but about a 20-yard gain. Original line of scrimmage was the 40, and they mark it just across the 20. We'll have to call that the 19. That'll bring up 4th and 1. Boy, Koenig came in that time. I mean, he wasn't blocked at all and was just bearing down on the quarterback, and he got the pass away just ahead of a big hit from Koenig. So that's the end of the first quarter now, with the Tigers leading 7-0, but the Lakers are definitely threatening.
Well, the coach won't be happy on that. Definitely a passing situation, and there was a good rush on the play. The quarterback had to throw it up quickly, but somehow the receiver was able to find a soft spot in the Tiger zone back there about 20 yards downfield and made the catch, and now instead of having 4th and 25, it's 4th and 3. 22-yard gain on the play.
So with the ball down there on the 20, you would expect, obviously, they're going to go for the first down here. You don't very often see anybody punt from the 20-yard line. But it's not really a short distance here either. It's a full 2 to 3 yards. Well, make it 2 yards.
Not one of those you're just going to plunge at and get necessarily, so it's going to be an interesting call here. I would look for maybe a little look-in pass for it.
That would surprise me. I would look for the run here.
Huh?
They come back in a power I. Normally a formation you'd run inside the tackles. Oh, they're going to go option. And he's made the corner. Brinkmeyer misses a tackle, and he's down to the 10-yard line. As Brian Brinkmeyer came in and tried to roll a shoulder into the quarterback there. And he did a nice job of avoiding Brian, and he slid all the way down to the 10-yard line before he was brought down. So it'll make it a first down. I don't know if it'll be 1st and goal. Ball looks to be squarely on the 10-yard line.
Just barely might be able to get a first down.
And they're going to
about the 10-yard line.
No,
he must be on the advance of the 10 because they take the chains away over there. So a nice running play by the Lakers as they went with the option. The quarterback kept it, turned it upfield.
Well, they put him back.
Now they put chains back again. Yeah.
Looks to me about an inch or two only.
Well, first and something from the 10-yard line. Back goes in motion, reverse, or inside handoff rather, and that's a good gainer down to about the 4-yard line.
Number 21, the ball carrier for the Lakers.
Carrying the ball is Ryan Van Hecke,
Who stopped in there by Jimmy
5'9" senior, one of their better running backs. They've got two good ones, Hickey and Soltis.
Sotis. Brings up 2nd and 4.
2nd down and 4 from the 4 and an 8-yard line. This would be big opportunity here coming off the turnover, the pass interception, giving the Lakers this opportunity. Big play in the drive was that 22-yard completion. And this play is going to be stopped short of the goal line, but about the 3-yard line before the tackle was made. You catch who made the tackle there, Don?
I was watching. I think they're going to spot it down about to the 1-yard line. I didn't think he got that far, but evidently his forward momentum took him almost to the goal line, as you can see there. So Lance Juffer, number 88, was the first contact, I believe.
Okay, as you said, it looked like he was stopped at about the 3, but obviously the officials right there, they've got a good look at it. So we've got 3rd and goal, or 3rd and 1, from about the 1-yard line. And handoff inside. There's nothing doing there the way it appears. Right side of that defensive line for the Tigers stacks it up nicely, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
2 guys over there, 40 and
couldn't catch
89.
all 89,
Yeah.
Wetzel. So they actually lose a yard maybe there, and this will bring up a 4th down, and Prior Lake's going to call timeout.
Well, they tried a little delay there on that second man through, wasn't it, Ward? And the Tigers were able to get off the marks a little better than the blockers for Prior Lake, and good play in there. It was either Wetzel or Juffer. One wears 88, Juffer, and 89, Wetzel, and it's very difficult at times to see from up here if that's an 8 or a 9, but one of them were right in the hole along with, who was the other one? Rudolph, I believe, number 40. So an interesting call once again, Ward. Look for maybe the same play they ran last time, that option to the right.
Why wouldn't you go with what worked for you? They've got the wide side of the field here to the right side. And you ran that play on 4th and 1 before. I would not be at all surprised to see him come back with it again. They've tried 3 times inside. They had fair success the first time, but have been really stopped for little or no gain on the next 2 tries at the middle of the line. So they line up over here with a flanker wide right, a man in the slot. Bring the tailback back here to get a little more blocking perhaps. Now they run back the other way, and they're looking to throw it. Nobody there. Interception. Brinkmeyer. He could go all the way. He's going to. This is going to be a 100-plus yard interception for a touchdown.
Wow.
What a reversal. Brian Brinkmeyer took that ball
In the end zone.
2 yards deep in the end zone at least, and goes 102 yards on the interception return for the touchdown.
Wow. That could take the wind out of their sails, Ward. He spotted that one all the way, too. He was just laying back, and guy hung it out there to a little, kind of a little drag pattern on the flat there, and Brinkmeyer, 2 fast steps, he was there, and nobody in his way. He went 102-plus yards, I think, or about 102. And
Nobody had a chance to get him. The only one back there was a quarterback, and he was knocked down as he threw the pass. So it was clear sailing and a 102-yard jaunt for Brian Brinkmeyer. I believe that's his 4th interception of the season, his 13th in a career.
Right. I think that's getting close to Gene Ulrich's record. Might tie it, I'm not sure.
Well, I believe it does, and I just didn't get a chance this week to check on that. I talked to Gus and asked him what it was, and he wasn't sure either. He knew that Gene had the school record, of course, but wasn't sure what the number was. Little delay here as we had to take a little time to give
Maybe the official.
official who was trailing that play. So Brinkmeyer to hold and Henke to attempt the point after. And what a dramatic change of events for the Lakers. Kick is up, and it's good, and Henke converts. And the Tigers with a 14-0 lead on the, we'll call it a 102-yard interception for a touchdown by Brian Brinkmeyer.
Well, there's been some exciting plays in the long history of S.R. Knudsen Field, Ward, and you've seen most of them, and I've seen a lot of them, but that has to rank right in there as one of the all-time best because the Prior Lake was right at the goal line the play before, and the Tigers stuffed them for about a yard loss, so they had 4th and about, I'd say, a short 2 to go, and they tried a little dump pass over the line, and Brinkmeyer timed it beautifully, stepped in front, and ran down the far sideline. We're going to call it, like you say, about 102 yards, because I know he was in the end zone when he intercepted it. Probably be a record there too, longest interception.
I would imagine so. Hankey ready to kick for the Tigers, and I talk about turnovers being a big factor in the ball game. The Tigers with one turnover nearly resulted in Prior Lake scoring, and of course Prior Lake's 2 turnovers have given the Tigers 2 touchdowns, and they don't have a first down in the ball game yet. Offensive first down.
Yeah, they got 2. But they only got about 15 yards, 26 yards.
That's right. Brinkmeyer got 1, and then they got 1 on the credit for the touchdown. Hankey ready to kick off for the Tigers. Comes up and meets the ball, gets it down to about the 25-yard line. One of the upbacks takes it, and he's brought down at about the 33-yard line.
Sergeant returns Hankey's kickoff.
So the Lakers will take over from their own 33-yard line.
Captain there by David King, number 14.
Koenig made that first hit and slowed him up, and then several followed in after that. Koenig playing good defensive end board. He's been in on a lot of pressure, regardless if he's made. In fact, Fallon, last week we noticed both the 2 ends, and what really impressed me after I watched the game on the replay again, one time they were both blocked and they got back up and made the sack, both of them.
Okay, Brinkmeyer takes a little blow here as the Tigers go with Hall in the backfield. Handoff up the center, and the tackle is made there by Jeffler, 88. Not before he picks up, we'll call it 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. Prior Lake having pretty good success on their first down plays, Don, as they've picked up 3, 4, and 5 yards on first down on several occasions.
They've got an explosive offense. We've seen them move the ball. They've got 4 first downs, and they've been moving the ball right along.
2nd and 5. Back comes in motion. And they fake the handoff, little dump pass out here, receiver wide open. One Tiger falls, and on the cutback they had a number of Tigers catch up to him. But that play started on their own 39-yard line, and they move it down to the Tiger 35, so it's a gain of 26 yards. Again, good running by the receiver after he caught the ball. He caught it pretty much wide open, and by the time the Tigers came over to get him, then they overran him a little bit, and he cut back and picked up another 10 yards. Brinkmeyer back in the ball game now. And a little shovel pass or inside handoff, and that picks up.
Ryan Van Hecke, number 21, the ball carrier.
And there's a late flag again, and
face mask.
Face mask.
Stopped in there by Justin Wetzel, number 89.
And the coaching staff for the Tigers not happy with that call. That's the 3rd or the 4th major penalty of the game.
4th.
Coaching staff for the Tigers discussing that with the officials on the sideline as the referee marks off that 15-yard penalty. So that'll be another first down for the Lakers. They get it down to the Tiger 17-yard line where it'll become 1st and 10. Another penalty or first down off a penalty for the Lakers.
Assessed against the Tigers. 1st and 10 on the Tiger 17.
So quickly, Prior Lake right back down here knocking on the door of the Tiger goal line. 1st and 10 from the 17.
Oh, he's got room there.
He's got all kinds of room there. Brinkmeyer closing on him. And there's a flag thrown in. Let's wait before we call this touchdown.
Might be a crackback block.
And that's what it's going to be. A clipping penalty.
Wouldn't have needed that one at all. I mean, he could have run in. I mean, he was.
So, Prior Lake, the beneficiary of a couple of major penalties and also the victim of a couple. That's their 2nd major penalty of the game. As they're going to rule that a clipping, they call back the touchdown and mark it back out to about the 22-yard line. So an apparent touchdown washed out by a clipping penalty and an unnecessary one at that, because the running back could have walked in there backwards.
The Tigers were really suckered on that play. I don't know what you would call that, a wingback reverse or what, but the flow was all to the near side of the field, and was that Soldis? Went back to the left side, and he had nothing but the whole far side. If the guy at Cliff's going to catch it in practice next week.
So we come out with the double slot formation. Probably see that play again. Option, a reverse. Tigers got this one. Well, they had it spelled out, and then they do finally come up and make the tackle. As first
Newman was there first.
Well,
Funny.
Fallon was there first and missed the tackle, but slowed the play down. And then maybe Newman came up and finished it off.
Loss on that one of about 2 or 3. Boy, that's a wide open offense. So people are watching to see if the guy keeps it on the reverse or hands it, and those wing back, that's always been a good offense.
People running all over back there. You're going to lose some yardage from time to time, but you'll also break some big plays. They go to the I formation this time. Fake the handoff, option play, quarterback turns it up. We got another penalty.
Face mask, I think. I think a Tiger did come through the mask that time, but it was just a brush with it.
No, it's a holding penalty again on Prior Lake.
Boy, the most penalties I've seen for a long time.
Well,
big ones.
You suppose maybe these guys are auditioning for the NFL?
I wonder.
I mean, no, the Hutch Tigers have never been a highly penalized team. Prior Lake, coming into this ball game, had not suffered a great number of penalties. When you see two teams that don't normally get penalized have 6 major penalties
80 yards already
in the first quarter, you wonder if maybe they're not used to the way the game's being called. Well, now that brings up second and a long ways. Well, I'll leave for you to figure out where they got it, what it is. But it's a long way. About 35 yards, I think.
34.
And they go with a little hitch pattern, and that was covered, and the quarterback just threw it away there. Quarterback for Prior Lake is Todd Keene, a senior, 6'2" senior. And that time the play was well covered by the Tigers. He was forced to throw it away. Well, the line of scrimmage here will be the 35-yard line, and they need to get to the 7. So that makes it 3rd and 28. Now, last time Prior Lake was in this situation, a 3rd and 25, they picked up 22 and then went on to get the first down. There's a snap. They fake one handoff, and here's that same play that they almost scored on earlier, and they get it down to the 10-yard line before Brinkmeyer to the 15.
Yeah.
Brinkmeyer chased it down, but not before they got it to the 15-yard line.
It's that same number 21, Ryan Van Hickey, and he's a tough runner, 5'9", 162, senior, and I remember last year he was tough. He picked up about
18 yards on that. It was 28. I'll make a 20-yard line, 20-yard pickup as it becomes 4th and 8. And it'll be a field goal, an apparent field goal attempt. Anyway, and again, I can't read that number at all now.
4th and 9 for Prior Lake. The ball is on the
Tiger coaching still. One of the Tiger coaches out on the field, and now Prior Lake brings an extra player out. And now they got too many out there. And now they just marked the ball ready for play now, so they've got all kinds of time. High snap, gets it down, the kick is away. And it's good.
who was that?
Dave Volkart.
Volkart, the kicker. And it gets the Prior Lake Lakers on the board here with 6:23 left to go in the half. And the Tigers' 14-0 lead is trimmed to 14-3.
How many yards?
Kind of a line drive kick
33
there.
was that?
Ball was snapped at 16, so I put the 23.
Ball was put
About a 30 yard.
30, 32, 33-yard field goal.
Which guy was it?
Volker, number 13, Volker. Kicker. So that gives the Lakers a chance here to get something going. Now if they can hold the Tigers, they'll have the opportunity to get the ball back again. And the Tiger offense has not produced much excitement so far tonight.
Had a 12-yard drive for a touchdown in 2 plays, pass to Brinkmeyer on the offensive end, and then Prior Lake was about to score, and Brinkmeyer went 102 yards with an interception for a 14-0 lead with Hinkey's kicks. Now Prior Lake back on the board with a 30-yard field goal.
Volkert ready to kick off. 6:23 left to go here in the first half. Tigers leading 14-3. See who's back. Got Zemer back there along with, I can't see the others. Brinkmeyer's going to, Zemer takes that one at about the 3-yard line. He's out to the 15, the 20, and then he's brought down short of the 25-yard line, call it the 23. So 20-yard kick return for the Tigers, and they'll start their offense from, again, relatively poor field position. Prior Lake doing an excellent job of covering their kickoffs, and the Tigers will be forced to start from...
Tigers will have Cornell at center, I'm sure, and McGraw and Manthai at the guards this time, and the tackles will be Mitch Schmidt and Ben Sandelman, and the ends will have to pick up who they are.
There's a handoff to Carter, and he slips by everybody and picks up very close to a first down. Straight ahead football. Now they bring it back about a yard. We'll call that a 9-yard run. Is that Carter's first carry of the ball game?
Yep. Gallus playing one end, and I believe 87 the other end. That would be Tony Pratsky in on this series. Pratsky and Gallus, yeah.
Second
and a short one for the Tigers on the 32-yard line. 5:34 left to go in the first half. Hand off again to Carter. He got all kinds of room, breaks it into the secondary, and he's out to the 46-yard line.
See, from about, what?
20, 31, about 15 yards. I believe the line of scrimmage there was...
34 it was.
34. Yeah.
Now, and what is it?
46.
About 12.
12-yard gain. Tigers are up there, ready to go. Prior Lake is not. Now they have to wait till they get the change set. But the Tigers quickly ready to move here. Carter again, no surprise, and he fights across midfield to the 49-yard line, another gain of 4.
Maybe they found a spot in there to run that quick trap and give him 4 more.
Well, the Tigers had not had a great deal of success running off the tackles with Zemer, as he was getting met pretty much at the line of scrimmage, but Carter has been able to, perhaps on a little quicker hitting play, find some seams in the center. This time Zemer, he rips it into the secondary, eludes 2 tackles, and then he's driven to the ground at the 35-yard line. But that play started at the 50 or 49, so I'll call that 14 yards down.
I gave him 15, short 15.
Short 15.
Where did this drive start? I did not mark that. I usually do.
That was off their kickoff, started at about the 23-yard line.
23.
So I believe that's only 5 plays so far, all running plays. Carter with 4 carries.
We got 48 yards on 4 running plays.
And Zemer, 4, oh yeah, that's right, only 4 carries. And Zemer with 1. Carter, this time he stopped pretty much at the line of scrimmage, lunges ahead for about a yard.
Number 32.
That's an important drive for the Tigers, however. They've got the ball down here into 4-down territory, and if they would have to give it up, Prior Lake would not have a great deal of time to move back the other way. We're down inside of 4 minutes in the half. But I'm sure the Tigers are thinking more, as they've had great success running the ball here on their last 5 plays. Sauter brings him up. Looks for the pass. Got Brinkmeyer wide open. He goes by 1 and another. And again, he could score. He scores. Brinkmeyer
Nice run.
with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game.
34 yards. One-on-one coverage out there again, Ward.
Oh, and then a nice job of running after the catch by Brinkmeyer, as that play is really only designed to pick up 6 to 10 yards, and he stepped in front of 1 tackler and then headed to the outside and turned on the afterburners, and he was gone.
Keeps this up, he'll have a good crack at that Metro Athlete of the Week. He's scoring them from both sides.
I think you can score 100 points, and I don't know if anybody from Hutch would ever get that. Scott Henke to attempt the extra point as the Tigers open up what is starting to become a commanding lead here. 3 touchdowns in the first half. Henke's kick is good, and the Tigers lead it 21-3 with 3:39 left to go in the half.
Brinkmeyer certainly made that first guy miss. The guy was set to take him, and Brinkmeyer did a pivot to the inside, and once he got by that first guy, then a couple of men kind of ran into each other from Prior Lake, and Brinkmeyer broke to the outside, and he's got great speed. You aren't going to track him down once he gets those long legs going, and Brinkmeyer's showing some great statistics here. 2 catches for about 41 yards and 2 touchdowns and 1 interception for 102 yards. Pretty good half's work, I'd say.
Okay, the Tigers leading at 21-3. Good pass by Sauter, we might add. I mean, he put that ball right on the money once again, and Brian with the sure hands was able to put it away, and that really helps when you get that ball. You're not lunging for it or diving for it. Gives you the opportunity to make a move on that defensive back. So the Tigers move, what was that, 77 yards in 6 plays?
Well, if you said it started on 23, that would be about 77, right?
So Hinkie ready to kick off for the Tigers, back deep to receive. Again, I can't read the numbers. We'll try and pick them up for you. Little squib kick again, and it touches one of the Prior Lake Lakers, and finally that's down back on the 25-yard line. They don't do a very good job handling that kickoff. And it'll bring up a 1st and 10 for the Lakers from their own 25-yard line with 3:33 left to go here in the first half. Secondary out there is I think Brinkmeyer, Newman, and Geary, as well as the regular linebackers, Prelowitz on the outside on the near side, and Rudolph on the far side. Inside handoff, Tigers meet it in the hole, can't go, fumble.
Jamie Soldis, the ball carrier.
Ooh, that ball was on the court, or on the floor, the ground. And one of the Prior Lake Laker linemen reached down and grabbed it. The Tigers could have been in business again here from about the 30.
Backlund was right in the hole that time, and the guy bounced off him. Corey Hansen seems to be alternating. He's in on more of the passing plays, and it looks like they're playing Jay Kent on the running plays. And now they put Boyd in to replace Backlund, give him a little blow on this one, and Tigers expecting a pass maybe with only 2.5 minutes left, and they get a delay of game.
Now it'll be delay of game. Delay of game on the Lakers as they were slow getting that play in from the sideline. The player who brought the play in came in quite late. Hall back in the game for the Tigers, replacing Newman. And then this near side quarterback. So the 5-yard gain on the run is nullified by the delay of game penalty, and it'll become 2nd and 10. Back to the 25. Back comes in motion. Now they drop back in the I formation. Hand off, reverse. Tigers smell that one out, and they drop it back at the 20-yard line.
Voigt. Joe Voigt got that tackle, number 53. Voigt.
Well, look who's coming in. They can bring Lang in. I haven't seen him play elite defense before. Uh-oh, the Tigers sent in 3 and only 2 came out. And now Lang comes hustling back out. I'm not sure. A little confusion back there. Anyhow, 3rd and 14. Lakers with a wide open formation here. Kind of trips right. Now they bring a man in motion, and they're going to throw it over here. Oh, Tigers smell that, and Hall picks off the interception. Doug Hall just stayed at home on that wide outside on the corner. Gets the interception on about the 43-yard line. And the Tigers with 151 will try and punch in another one here.
On the Laker 42-yard line.
Make it the 42-yard line when we'll start.
3 timeouts left.
We do have all our timeouts left, I believe.
Well, Hall took a good shot there on the sidelines and jumped right up, though, so evidently nothing worse than sore ribs for a football player. That's one thing that you really can't play with, so it looks like he's healing.
Tigers look a little bit confused here offensively as to what the formation should be. And now we're going to be called for delay of game.
Delay of game against the Tigers.
And I think both those were legitimate penalties. Both teams had a lot of confusion getting their line started, depending on when they marked the ball for ready for play. Last week, those guys in Red Wing were really quick on getting the ball ready.
Right, now he just marked it ready now. Sauter brings him up, 1st and 15. Penalty really probably won't be a factor. Over here to Christensen, and he's able to pick up 5 yards. Gets the 5 back that we lost on the penalty, and now we'll have a timeout on the field. And this will be a break for the Tigers as the player who made that tackle is injured, and that means Prior Lake will call timeout. So with 1:39 left, we've got timeout for an injured player. It looked like it may have been a head or neck injury. Certainly we hope that's nothing serious.
Hutchison takes timeout.
And now the Tigers have taken a timeout. Apparently the original timeout would be an official injury timeout.
I think Coach Rosberg wanted to talk to his team here, and evidently he wants to come up with something, and the referee wouldn't let him onto the I want to say court now too, onto the playing field, and as a result, he said, well, I'll take my first time out, and then he asked how many more were remaining, and I'm pretty sure the guy said 2 more. So
Sukup was the injured player, and while Coach Rosberg was going out on the field, he was helped up, and he popped up pretty good and jogged off. So hopefully that's not a serious injury at all. And as we said, the Tigers got that 5 yards back from the penalty, but again, with this short period of time left in the half, those 5-yard plays are not going to get the job done. But you don't see Coach Rosberg sitting on his hands on this series either. I mean, he's out there throwing the ball. He wants more. He has a lot of respect for this explosive offense for the Prior Lake team.
Brinkmeyer's got single coverage. He may get some help from that safety there.
Yeah, it looks like he got a little help over there this time. And he's got gets double teamed, and we've got Carter with a quick handoff up the middle. The Tigers call another timeout. 1:28 left to go here.
Kind of a semi-draw play there. They tried to catch Prior Lake dropping off on the play and tried to fool them that way, but Carter only got 5, and they had to burn another timeout, so now they're down to 1, and clock does stop though on a first down, and so the Tigers have to get 5 more yards. They've gotten 10, but they had that 5-yard penalty. So at this point, Ward, I've got the Tigers for 73 yards rushing, and I've got Jeremy Carter just going past Eric Zemer and rushing there. I've got Zemer for 30 yards and Carter for 31 yards, and in passes I've got us for 46 yards with 3 completions and 2 touchdowns.
Making a change here offensively now. Coming out is Fratsky. Tony Fratsky will come in at one of the ends. And now with the attention that Brinkmeyer has drawn, maybe, Don, you want to keep an eye on James Gallus out there. He's been the other big play receiver for the Tigers. Again, another basketball player, really got excellent hands and good jumping ability. So we'll see what happens. Tigers are packed in tight. And they go the handoff to Zemer. He's got the first down. He heads out of bounds, but not before he picks up the first down inside the 30. Call it the 29. Again, that play was only 1 tackler away from going all the way. Zemer. 6-yard gain for Zemer. Move it down to the 29. Only 1:22 left to go here, but now the Tigers with 1 timeout will definitely have time to get 3 or 4 plays off.
Oh, look for Gallus over there.
Christensen flanked wide left. Look back, they go right to Christensen. He's got the ball, he's tackled, but not before he gets the first down. Inside the 15, mark it at the 14-yard line, so first play originated on the 29, a 15-yard gain. On the completion, Sauter to Christensen. And the Tigers are up, and they're at the line of scrimmage, ready to go. The clock started there before the Tigers could even, the referee wound up the clock, and the ball wasn't ready for play. Sauter looks, and he's got Christensen in the corner of the end zone. He scores!
Great catch. Nice catch. That was
That's like 14-yard touchdown pass from Sauter to Christensen.
nice throw, too. Nice catch, both.
That was a play down that originally I thought Sauter was just throwing the ball away. And he had, Christensen had made a little move to the inside, broke it back to the outside, put it right over his shoulder. He caught it as he was going out of bounds. And with 1:04 left to go in the ball game, the Tigers break this game wide open. Now they're up by 27-3 with Henke to attempt the extra point. There's the snap, the kick is up, and it's good. And Henke's 4 for 4 on the night. And as I said, with 1:04 left to go in the first half, the Tigers break out big now at 28-3.
That all started with an interception with I believe, wasn't 3:03 or something remaining, or no, it wasn't either. I think it was like 2:39, yeah, remaining. And Hall made that interception on the 42-yard line of Prior Lake, and the Tigers won 42 yards. Then Ward in a little over about a minute and a half, and a couple big pass plays in there. And I'll tell you one thing. Sauter is showing me that he is a great passer. He zinged about 2 of those right onto the numbers for catches, and then he floated that one over the defender's head, and that's a sign of a good quarterback that knows how far you can throw it and how hard you can throw it. And so I've been very impressed with him, except for that one interception that kind of got mixed up there.
So the Tigers ready to kick off. Corey Henke, or not Corey Henke. Scott Henke. Corey Henke is one of my customers. Scott Henke again goes with a little line drive, and that ball's up in the air and
got popped.
got caught, and the Prior Lake player got popped by his own teammate. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lakers from their own. See where they mark it, about the 33-yard line.
That's one of those where he's saying, "Where'd that guy come from?" Oh, my own man.
My own guy.
Yeah, I think they'll run this one out maybe now.
I would think so. I don't think they want to give up any more balls downfield here.
1st and 10 for Prior.
Time to head for the locker room and regroup and come up with something new. We'll see. They have not shown any propensity not to go wide open so far. Back in motion.
Quick pitch.
Quick pitch. They got sweep left. Tigers a little short-handed out there, of course, but they stop him short of the first down. They give up about 8 yards. And Prior Lake calls timeout, so 31 seconds left to go here in the half. Prior Lake is not showing that they're interested in sitting on the ball, do they, Don?
Well, that's a wide open offense. I hope the fans have a chance to see that. I'm not sure the camera picks up all of the motion. They run a guy wide, and then they bring him back to the near side in motion, and then they crisscross back there. And remember the first time we played in the Dome Ward when we played Park Rapids, and they used that wing-back reverses all night. And boy, I tell you, that's a tough offense to stop when they've got all those guys coming back and forth through there, and especially when you've got 2 runners like number 21, Ryan Van Hecke, very quick, powerful runner at 162 pounds, and the other guy is Jamie Soltis. He's 5'9" and 172 pounds, so they look like a couple of twins back there. And I believe against Chaska that they each had over 145 yards rushing, and I can see why. So, and Chaska's top-ranked team in the state, one of the right behind Hutch in the ratings there.
One of the things that the way to, of course, defeat that is you have to get big penetration up the middle and try and disrupt all that crisscrossing back there. Tigers are really spread out. They've got 4 players back there 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, and then 3 more, another 20 yards off. It's thrown deep, and Hall and Brinkmeyer.
I think he got screened.
Get tangled up there. Hall had it in his hands. It was over Brinkmeyer's head, and he fell over. And Hall looked like he was going to have it, but it went through his hands and dropped incomplete.
Hall broke up that play.
No Prior Lake player was even close to that ball.
That's what you call trips right and throw it as far as you can, try and get the receiver down under it, and he overthrew the receiver by at least 10 yards, and I think that Hall would have caught that, except Brinkmeyer kind of got in his road.
Maybe distracted. There's a little shovel pass.
That's a good play in there.
stop for no gain at all, and Prior Lake calls the timeout.
Wetzel and Juffer, they're getting tougher inside, Ward. Junior linebackers on the inside came in with no playing varsity experience at all, hardly. Maybe Juffer a couple plays last year as a sophomore, but virtually unknowns in the middle, and I'd say they've been doing a good job for the Tigers on that 4-4 defense they're going to play there.
Strange time to make a timeout call there. I think one of the young people from Prior Lake got a little excited because all they did is force themselves into a punting situation. They could have just let the clock run out, but now they'll have to make a snap, and they're a little too close to the goal line here to just kneel down on it. I mean, you don't want to step back and take a 10-yard loss because the clock will stop on the change of possession. Tigers would have a chance to run a play.
We still have one timeout left too, but they could run wide and run off almost at 13 seconds. I doubt if they'll try a punt.
The ball is on their own 40-yard line.
So Prior Lake ready to get underway again here. 4th down from their own 40-yard line. And Jamie Sodas made a big break there.
Definitely a fast play.
Sodas was 10 yards downfield, and they still hadn't snapped the ball. So, 5-yard penalty. Sodas will hear about that from his friends when he gets to school Monday. And now it looks like they are going to go into a punt formation, Don. They did bring in a punter.
And we'll run the old crisscross on him.
Well, this, of course, would run out the clock if all he has to do is get it away. There's a snap, good snap. Tigers try and block it. They can't, and the ball lands at the 40-yard line with 4, 3,
Time.
2, and 3 seconds, rather. The clock is stopped. And now, I don't know, I'm sure the clock winds up again here as soon as they declare the ball ready for play. So if the Tigers want to run a play, they'll have to call a timeout.
Right.
If they choose not to call the timeout, the official winds up the clock, and that'll be the end of the half. So that is the end of the first half. The Tigers with a great first half, one of their better ones of the season from a scoring standpoint, and they lead it 28-3. Don?
A lot of scoring in that first half, Ward. I believe we'll take a little time here to get it written up and get it all ready. And when we come back to start the second half, we'll give you the individual scoring for the first half. But it was a wide open game here, 28-3. But the score could have been a little closer too. So we'll be back after the halftime break. Okay, back at S.R. Knutson Field, this is Don Hanson along with Ward Haugen bringing you taped highlights of the Prior Lake Hutch game at S.R. Knutson Field. And Ward, I'll give you a short summary here of the scoring in the first half. The only scoring in the first quarter was a 7-yard pass from Sauter to Brinkmeyer. After a turnover, it was only a 2-play, 12-yard drive. Scott Hankey added the first extra point. Tigers led 7-0 at the 5:09 mark. Then the next scoring came as Prior Lake was threatening inside the Hutch 2-yard line. They tried a short little pass in one of the most exciting plays in recent years. Brian Brinkmeyer again stepped in front of the receiver and went 102 yards down the far sideline for a score. Hankey again added the kick. Tigers led 14-0. Then Prior Lake was held primarily with some penalties and were forced into a field goal situation, and Bocan kicked a 30-yarder with 6:23 remaining in the second quarter, but there was a lot of action left. The Tigers scored with 3:39 left in the first half on a 34-yard pass to Brinkmeyer, who made a nice run after the catch from Corey Sauter. Hankey added the kick. Tigers led 21-3, and then after an interception by Hall on the 42-yard line. The Tigers took only about a minute and a half, and on a 14-yard pass to Christensen on a nice fade pattern into the far corner of the end zone from Souter, with the kick by Hinkie, the Tigers had a 28-3 lead. Despite the fact, Ward, that their offensive statistics for a half were average for a Tiger team. They had, for me, I had them for 75-yard passing, and that was 3 touchdowns, though, for Souter, and 80 yards rushing.
Okay, that's right, Don. The Prior Lake really has done a nice job of stopping our offense on most occasions. Our first 2 possessions were 3 downs and punt. I think Brinkmeyer has 3 punts altogether in the ball game. And Prior Lake is going to get the ball here to start the second half. This is one of those situations where it's almost the game will perhaps be decided on this first possession. If the Tigers are able to hold and get any sort of drive going at all themselves, they'll probably take Prior Lake right out of the ball game. On the other hand, if Prior Lake could get a big return or a big play here and move it down and score, then they'll be right back in the ball game.
They've certainly shown they can move the ball.
Scott Hinkie ready to kick off for the Tigers, number 23. Van Hecke, one of the 3 deep receivers back there. Can't see the other 2 numbers. Hinkie comes up, meets the ball, low line drive kick, and it's picked up and fumbled around a little bit, and then a tackle made by number 41 for the Tigers.
That's
Johnny Prelwitz. Prelwitz with a nice open field
his
tackle.
name on a tackle, I think, yeah.
So good kick coverage, and that'll put the ball back inside the 20. The biggest problem Prior Lake had there was they didn't have anybody handle the ball cleanly, and the return really never got started. So 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line for the Lakers. Go back into the I formation, look for him to go wide open now. Tailback in motion, a handoff to the, or a running back in motion rather, and then a handoff to the tailback. And he's across the 20 to about the 21 or 22-yard line. Finally mark it, they'll call it the 21, a pickup of good strong 3 yards.
Junior Jay Camp, starting his first game, made that tackle. He's playing the right defensive tackle along with help, that time from Fallon, the right defensive end. We also have Backlund on the line. Koenig out on the defensive left end. Linebackers are Juffer and Wetzel, and the inside, on the outside, they got Rudolph and Prelwitz. The corners, Adam Geary on the near side, Brinkmeyer playing the safety, and on the far side, Chad Newman in there in place of Hall at this point, defensively for the Tigers.
A little bit of delay, I'm not sure what that was, maybe a little equipment problem for one of the Prior Lake players. At any rate, we're 2nd and a short 7. Again, come out in that double slot formation. They've been known to move around from this, however. Straight handoff to the tailback, and he slipped and fell. He'll have the ball spotted back quite a ways from where he ended up as his feet went out from underneath him. Call it no gain, or it's pretty much maybe a gain of a half yard.
Ball for Newman there, yeah, passing situation, and Bill Voigt, junior tackle, goes in replacing Kent to get a little more pass rush, and Tigers will be expecting a pass here on 3rd and 6.
Although kind of a dangerous place to throw the ball, Prior Lake has not had a great deal of success throwing it. The Tigers with a couple of big interceptions. And there's that reverse play, or tailback sweep, whatever you want to call it. Stopped about 3 yards short of the first down at the 24-yard line, so Prior Lake will be forced to punt on their first possession. Big defensive possession for the Tigers.
Hall did a very nice job on that, Ward. He stayed home out there, took on the interference, dove in front of about 2 or 3 of the guys leading the ball carrier, and that allowed Koenig to make the tackle. Great play by Doug Hall, 43.
Dropping back deep to receive for the Tigers are Brinkmeyer and Prelowitz. Tigers with 9 men up on the line of scrimmage, 2 deep backs to receive.
Short kick so far.
And that
It's a
kick
short
is
one.
very short. It's going to bounce short of the 50-yard line.
Pick it up and run with it, Black.
And one of the Prior Lake players touched it. Tigers could have picked it up there. We talked about that a little bit last week. But the Tigers are going to get great field position here as they'll be inside the 40-yard line, first and 10.
About the Lakers
Right on about where are they going to
40-yard line.
start it on?
Ball play first
Well,
down.
call it
Call it
the
40, yeah.
Just inside the 40. So first and 10 for the Tigers. Opportunity perhaps put this ball game away here with a couple of first downs and a touchdown. Lone back in the backfield is Zemer. Probably Carter split wide left, Brinkmeyer to the near sideline. Hand off to Zemer, goes off left tackle, spins away from one tackler, crosses the 35, gets down to about the 33-yard line. Nice run by Eric Zemer.
He's a tough running back for sure. He's one of the best Tigers had in recent years. He's shifty, quick, and pretty powerful. One nice thing I like to see, Ward, and we don't talk too much about it, but I noticed Coach Rosberg's getting more and more of his offense in. You're seeing more diversity, more passing. He's got a quarterback who can throw as well as run, and you're going to see a wide open team this year.
This time the I formation with Zemer deep in the I. Inside handoff to...
34 again.
Is that Zemer?
Yep.
Okay, Zemer. I didn't see who... Brinkmeyer must have been the tailback on the play.
By Mike Lewis, number 63.
You have to pay attention. You get too used to players lining up and giving positions. That time Coach Rosberg had Zemer out on that wingback. He's played him there before. He and Brinkmeyer are equally effective from over there. That's a first down for the Tigers. They get it down to the 38-yard, 28-yard line. 8:17
formation.
left to go here, third quarter, just underway, second half. Pitch out to Brinkmeyer, ball's on the floor, on the ground again, as that time Sauter was hit as he was trying to release the pitch. It was not a well-timed play at all. Pitch went back behind Brinkmeyer, he had to go back, chase it down, and was fortunate to recover.
I wonder how you mark that in the statistics. I don't think that would be a ball carrier for Brinkman, would it?
I believe it was just a loss on
Just
fumble.
a team loss, maybe.
But it's about a 10-yard loss, brings up second and about 18 or 20. Probably 19. Brinkmeyer over here on the near side. They go to him on the slant. Oh, in and out of his hands. He had it and was just trying to look like tucking away on.
Yeah. Thought he had it for a stride or two. And yeah, again, it was a nicely thrown ball by junior quarterback Corey Sauter, who laid it right in the numbers. And that time Brinkmeyer tried maybe to run a little bit before he caught the ball.
He would have been, well, hard to say how far he might have gone there. He would have picked up 10 for sure.
Double coverage out here on
This time they double coverage Brinkmeyer.
for Gallus, maybe.
Yeah, they're going to look at Brinkmeyer anyway. He goes into the corner of the end zone. Oh, he's interfered with. There's no question about it. As he started to stretch out for the ball, the Prior Lake player reached out and grabbed him.
And it won't be a first down, though. Still going to be third and short.
Going to be a 15-yard penalty back from the line of scrimmage. Unlike the professional ranks where you see that ball would have been marked down there on about the 8-yard line, this time the Tigers get the 15 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Not much doubt on that one. Brinkmeyer had a chance to run under that ball on that fade pattern, laid out there nicely once again by junior quarterback Corey Sauter, and just using the athletic ability of Brian Brinkmeyer just to run under that. Despite he was in double coverage, they were betting there that Brinkmeyer is a better athlete than the defender on him and that he could go up and get the ball. But it's going to bring up, now we're back to third and about, I'd say, what, 6 or so?
Hold on, isn't that
Not
much?
that-
Ball's on the 21. We need to get to the 18th.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Well,
an
it's an automatic first down.
Automatic
Yeah.
first down.
All right.
So it'll be
Yeah.
first and 10.
That's right. That should be, too, because there they could stop a virtual touchdown on fourth down, you know.
Lakers 21-yard line.
So big break for the Tigers. Another huge penalty. That's the 6th or 7th major penalty of the game.
No fullback in there, Josh Hinkey.
Okay, and he
Josh
brings it
Hinkey,
down to the 15-yard line. So, as you said, a new fullback, 6-foot junior, Josh Hinkey.
He had a broken
right.
ankle bone and tried to come back a little early and it got real sore on him, but in his first carry he picked up about 5. Strong five.
Even closer to 6. We'll call this 2nd and 4. Ball on the 15-yard line. Tigers need to get it to the 11 for the first down. Sauter bring him up. And off the inside to Hinkie, who breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and picks up 3.5 of that 4 yards. I think he'll be about a yard to a half yard short of the first down. But Hinkie just met a tackler in the chest and knocked him over, and then the second man came up and brought him down.
Tigers need to develop some depth in that backfield. They've had to go a lot with their starters this year, and Hinkie's a junior.
Carter back in the ball game now. Hinkie comes out. 3rd and 1. Hand off to Carter. And now one of the Prior Lake players comes away with the ball, and he's chased down by Hinkie.
Whistle blew it in there, didn't it?
Well, I sure thought I heard a whistle.
43 recovers the ball for Lakers.
Well, he could have gone all the way. That was a touchdown-saving tackle by Sauter, and boy, that thing just must have laid there for a while. Big turnover by the Tigers stopped them as they're ready to go in. I don't know who fumbled that. Was that Carter?
Carter had the ball. It looks like he was stacked up in the line of scrimmage, and Prior Lake must have been in there digging at the ball, and before he went down, he gave it up. 1st and 10 on the 40 for the Lakers. Drop back to pass. Koenig with the pressure, but he let his man get away. And nice completion down to the other 39-yard line. So that's a 21-yard completion from the Tiger 40, or the Prior Lake 40 to the Tiger 39.
1st and 10 for Prior Lake. The ball is on
On a play that could have been a loss of about 10 yards, as Koenig was just a half step away from getting the big sack.
I thought he had him wrapped up that time, but the quarterback did a nice job of getting away.
Brinkmeyer 15, almost 18 yards off the line of scrimmage here. Not going to let anybody get behind him. Sweep right, and
play,
the Tigers
95.
play that nicely there as Jamie Fallon played off his block, forced the play inside, then collapsed in on the ball carrier and stopped it for a 1-yard gain. So the Tigers come up big on first down here defensively.
2nd and 9, the ball is on the Tiger 38-yard line.
I think we'll look at all 4-down situations here for the rest of the ball game, probably for Prior Lake. Certainly anything across midfield, they'll use all 4 downs. Little slant pattern, and nice play there by Prelowitz as he reached out and knocked that ball down.
Great play, and he was 1 step away from a long touchdown, because if he'd have got his hands on that board, there would have been no one that would have touched him, because he had the whole field ahead of him. But it was not an interceptable ball, really. I mean, he did a great job breaking up. It was just a 1 step back and a slant in, and he knocked it away.
3rd and 9. Receivers wide right and left. 8-man line of scrimmage this time. Straight drop back pass, and a pass incomplete. Did Kenny get a hand on that?
Yep.
Gains pass intended for Solis. Ball's incomplete.
That time Kenny came flying in, and Dave saw that he was not going to be able to get to the quarterback, as Prior Lake had 2 men right there to block him, so he just jumped up, and as he was coming down, perhaps got a hand on the ball. That'll bring up a 4th down, and they're going to punt. This surprises me. I wouldn't count on this, frankly. You can't afford to give too many balls away here on punts. There's a snap, but they do kick it away. And it's taken by Prelowitz. He eludes 1 tackler. He's got some running room on the far side. Turns the corner, good block, and then he's dragged down over there on about the 32 or 33-yard line.
Got a nice block there from Adam Geary, number 11, and if Geary would have had 1 more step, he could have taken on about 4 guys, I think, because they were in a pack right behind Prelowitz, and actually the Tigers didn't lose. I mean, Prior Lake didn't gain a whole lot on it.
8 yards.
Yeah.
And about a 21 yards worth of return yardage there. As Prelowitz took that punt on about his own 10-yard line, brings it out to the 31. 4:45 left to go as the clock marches inexorably on, as it does in high school football. Prior Lake having a little trouble getting the right people in the game here. Handoff to Zemer.
Oh,
Cuts
nice
and
stop
zips
and go,
and
yeah.
dives, and he fights his way out here to the 40-yard line where it'll be 2nd and 3. Have to get it to the 48.
Ryder was stopped by Billy Simon, number 43 of the Lakers.
Well, I'll tell you, this high school football is so tough when you get behind like Prior Lake is, because there they had to punt the ball away from their own 40. They only picked up 8 yards on the punt, and now we're down inside 4 minutes here in the 3rd quarter.
Nice play by Prowitz on that. He did come up and grab that thing on the fly. And
Pass to Brinkmeyer. He's got the completion, the first down, and he's across midfield to the 49-yard line. So a 12-yard gain on that pass completion. Sauter to Brinkmeyer. Mark it right at the 50, make it 11 yards as they bring it back. Set it squarely on the midfield stripe. And we're seeing a little bit almost of the Brian Brinkmeyer show tonight. He's handled the ball a lot.
yeah, he can run with it once he gets it. There's no doubt about that.
1st and 10 for the Tigers at midfield. Hand off to the
Hankey.
up back, and I believe that's Hankey, isn't it?
Hankey, number 35.
And he fights his way for about 4 yards. As the Tiger offensive machine is starting to grind a little bit here on this Prior Lake Laker team.
Mike Lewis, number 63.
That's what Coach Rosberg likes to do, get ahead and then just kind of jam right at them and make them play, you know, hard defense. Clock keeps running. We're down to 3:18. The Tigers lead already 28-3, and they're in control of the ball game at this time.
Sauter drops back to pass. He goes out on the right side to Brinkmeyer, and he tried to one-hand it, and he couldn't get a hold of it.
Guy kind of hooked him again. He was beaten, and it was a nice pass. It was probably 1 yard too long, but certainly he's going to keep the defense honest. That's an audible, I think, Ward. I think when they come up there and he sees that Brinkmeyer's got that one-on-one coverage, I really think that he checks off and tries to get it out to him, because he's got so much ability, and he'll get a lot of double coverage, no doubt. But if they do that, Tigers have other methods.
You can see on the center of your screen there, a Prior Lake Laker was injured on that play. One of their defensive linemen appears to be down. Can't quite tell from here what part of him they're attending to. That was a play, incidentally, Don, where Brinkmeyer may have been held up a little bit. Looked like he was breaking past that cornerback, and he impeded his load on the field a little bit, but didn't really grab him.
One thing I've noticed that Brian Brinkmeyer does that any good receiver should do, of course, are times when the running plays, when he's split wide, he carries out the fake. He goes down, he runs at the quarterback, either blocks downfield or makes all the fakes that he ordinarily would, and he's got 2 guys watching him pretty carefully, and that's very effective then for a running game. Then that takes 2 guys out of the play virtually, so it's as good as a block when you can do that. So I think all good receivers, and they're well coached by the Hutch coaching staff to do that, and that's a mark of a good team.
The injured player there again, I haven't been able to pick up his number yet. Looked to be working on his left leg or ankle to help him up here, and he put a little weight on that just almost right away, so doesn't appear to be too serious an injury. That's probably their biggest player, Justin Wolf, 256-pound defensive tackle, a senior. Well, no, they got a 266-pounder in there also, or on the roster at least as a 10th grader.
Tiger offensive line doing a good job of protecting Sauter, though, too.
3rd down for the Tigers. Hand off to Zemer. Cuts it in across the middle and picks up the 1st down. Moves it from the 47 down to the 38-yard line. 9-yard pickup and a 1st and 10 for the Tigers on 3rd down.
Once again, we got Ben Salmon and Mitch Schmidt at the tackle. We got Steve Lang at 5'4", back in at 1 guard right now. Damon Cornell, and I'll have to look see at the other guard. I imagine is McGraw, Colin McGraw, 79 over there.
They look to Brinkmeyer again. We've got a penalty.
Pass intended
Oh,
for
what
flag. Ball's incomplete. There's a flag on the
What
play.
that is? That was the line judge there called the penalty. Illegal procedure. I don't know, maybe Brinkmeyer went a little half step early there. He almost hit Brian with the flag when he pulled it out. That's sometimes an indication.
Tigers have Jim Gallus here on this right end, like you said, Ward. Nice target at 6'3", and great hands. And if, like you've said before, if they start double covering some of these people, well, Gallus will break free over the middle, and he can catch it and run with it too.
I believe in our home opener, James broke loose for, what was that, about a 67-yard touchdown
Longer
pass?
than that, I think 75.
Was it that long? Okay.
Ball is on the Lakers 38-yard line.
So the penalty looks like they turned the penalty down. Go to 2nd and 10 on the incomplete pass. Hand off Zemer. Oh, he breaks into the secondary and gets a block from Brinkmeyer, and he's going to score. Touchdown for Eric Zemer, a 38-yard run. No flags on the play. Brinkmeyer with the last block, and the Tigers move, I would say, beyond reach now at 34-3.
Well, that was one of the times I was telling you about that Brinkmeyer was out there faking, making moves, and he turned around, and here comes Zemer, and so he did a about face quickly and knocked off the defender, and Zemer cut off the block and went 38 yards for a touchdown, and a great run. I'll tell you, that Zemer is a nice-looking running back.
Hanky will attempt the extra point with Brian Brinkmeyer.
Hanky in to kick once again. 4 for 4 on the night. Brinkmeyer to hold. There's the snap. The kick is up, and it's perfect again. Hanky 5 for 5. So Scott Hanky does his job. One of the things this win does for us, Don, and I think we can probably pretty safely put her in the W column here. That's 4 wins for the Tigers on the season, and I'm pretty sure that'll guarantee them a spot in the playoffs already.
Probably does, but Hutch is playing in probably the toughest section on the state. They got 4 teams ranked in the top 6 or 7 teams in Class A, and Coach Rosberg was figuring it out the other day, and he said, you know, you could finish a strong 6-2 record and wind up with a 6 seed. Because Monticello is undefeated. Delano is undefeated, although Delano's quarterback broke his leg in last week's game, and that's going to slow them possibly a little bit. Glencoe's undefeated.
Well, Glencoe and Delano playing each other, so one of those will go down tonight. But Orono also undefeated.
Chaska, very strong team. Chaska's got some huge backs. I mean, huge, like 265 and 225 playing in the backfield, 6'3".
Orono could go undefeated and finish with the 3rd or 4th seed because they play a number of games against B-level competition, and it's conceivable that a number of teams could, perhaps 3 or as many as 4, could be undefeated in this section.
9 made the tackle. That's Wetzel. And one other man in there getting up slowly is Levin. That's Adam Geary, right? So, but that's good field position for the Lakers. Tigers a little lax on their coverage that time. Where is that? The 40-yard line?
40-yard line, make it the 41. One of the things that's happening there, of course, is Coach Rosberg doesn't want any long run backs, so he's instructed Hinkie to kind of dribble the ball.
He's been dribbling him all night, though. So yeah, like you said.
But I think Scott can kick the ball farther down. He just hasn't been able to get the time to do it. Oh, that's going to be pass interference. And the flags come flying from all over the field as Brian Brinkmeyer definitely bumped the receiver before the ball got there.
Well, he had that baby in his sights, but he just couldn't quite get there. And as the ball was coming down, he bumped the defense. I don't think the coaches are going to complain on that one.
So that'll move the ball down, however, to the Tiger 44-yard line. It'll be an automatic first down for the Lakers. And we don't keep track of penalties that closely here, but I'm sure that's at least 8 major penalties in the game.
That's exactly right, 8.
8 15-yarders, and I know the Tigers have at least one 5-yarder, one delay game. Prior Lake had a delay
got 3
game.
of them, yeah.
So a penalty-filled game, and yet at the same time, I was talking to the officials at halftime. We were inside the school warming up there a little bit, and they said, you know, it's not a chippy game by any means. It's a clean game, but just a lot of clean 15-yard penalties. And what seems to be the problem here? Well, nobody had gotten the football. Not quite sure what's taking so long to march off a 15-yard penalty.
First down.
First down for the Lakers, and we're ready to get back underway. 1:55 left to go in the third quarter. Tigers with a commanding 35-3 lead. Two receivers flanked wide right, plus two backs flanked wide right. Oh, in and out of the hands here. Quarterback delivered the ball right on the numbers, and the receiver wasn't able to handle it. Then Prelowitz came up and put the hit on him, but the ball should have been caught. Incompletion will bring up 2nd and 10. So the ball on the Tiger 44-yard line. We're at 2nd down. Same formation. Double slot right. And we've got a big rush from the far side, and then they get the trailing end there. That time they had 3 receivers flanked wide right, and the pass went to the end from the weak side as he came all the way across the field. They pick up 15 more on that completion.
Makes the first down for Prior Lake.
And all of a sudden, Prior Lake's got a 30-yard drive going here on a 15-yard completion and a 15-yard pass interference.
So far, the Tiger defense kind of been that rubber band defense tonight because it's stretched a lot and they've given up a lot of yardage, but so far they've only been able to put 3 points on the board, Ward.
Again, dropping back. No, it's a sweep and good run here. I can't tell again who it is.
Brian Van Hecke, number 21.
Van Hecke,
the ball carrier that time. They have some numbers which are just hard to read.
Gained about 5 or 6. Quarterback came up. The corner, Rudolph on that, made a pretty good play to turn him in, but he didn't get the support. He kind of slipped down and did not get the tackle like he wanted to.
Todd King, the quarterback for the Lakers. Throws it over here, and we've got a penalty thrown right in the pile, and this will be a holding call as Fallon looked to be the
He was trying to get past him, and there were 2 guys in there kind of clawing at him.
So this will be a huge penalty for
holding penalty against Prior Lake.
For Prior Lake, as they had the incompletion, but the holding call will go, I believe, 10 yards against them the other way. Point of the foul looks to be about the 25-yard line, so they'll bring it back to the 35. Repeat the down.
Holding penalty called against Prior Lake. 10-yard penalty.
I think it's 2nd and 17. Need to get down to the 17-yard line. They're at the 34.
Linemen were almost downfield if they got called out. 3-yard penalty. I mean, 3 yards downfield and held. I don't know how much farther they can go in that.
I was worried about that, too. Of course, if they had made contact, well, then they can do that. And we've got a pass over here on the far side, and, ooh.
Hitch and go.
A little hitch and go there, and the cornerback on the near side here may have gotten fooled a little bit, but he got a little help from the weak side, and the ball was overthrown, so fell incomplete. We'll bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd, about 18. The ball is on the Tigers' 35-yard line.
Ball on the 34. Tigers leading it here 35-3 with 43 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Prior Lake trying to get back on the board here. Kane drops back quickly. Tigers with a big rush. And this time a huge sack all the way back to the 48-yard line. Make it the 49.
Wetzel had a crack at him.
Wetzel missed him at about the 40. And Katie followed up and dropped him at the 48. So the original line of scrimmage there was the 34, a 14-yard loss on the sack, and Prior Lake almost back where they started. They'll go into punt formation there as they had picked up 30 yards, but they lose 20 on a penalty and a sack.
4th and 29. Officials take time out.
And now we're going to just about ready to get underway here. 2-1, and there's the buzzer or the horn or the whistle or whatever that ends the third quarter with the score: Hutchinson 35 and Prior Lake 3.
We don't tell you that.
So the players don't have far to go. The ball only a foot from the midfield stripe. That'll make it a yard. So they'll just exchange sides, and Prior Lake will go back into their punt formation on this third and 30 situation.
So the Tigers would like to run that crisscross probably, but so far the guy hasn't been able to kick it deep enough, except that one time Prowlitz came up and made a nice kind of a running grab of the ball, and
well, we may have an opportunity here as Prior Lake will be punting with the wind in this situation. The Tigers are setting up for a block, or rather for a return. Get a little pressure up the middle. The kick is going to go to Brinkmeyer, and he fair catches the ball and touches it down at the 19-yard line, where the Tigers will take over 1st and 10. Another flag on the play.
I don't know what that flag would be for either. I call that personal foul.
Personal foul against the Tigers. I didn't.
Guy was checking him coming downfield. He was kind of jolting him up there, but I didn't think it was a penalty.
I did not see what caused that penalty, but that'll be a half the distance to the goal for the Tigers. So instead of being at the 18, they'll be at the 9-yard line. A couple other people here in the press box did not necessarily agree with that call. But like I said, when you see somebody call 9 major penalties in a game, you think there's a possibility they're calling them a little tight.
That's nice. I've got Hutch for 70 yards in penalties, and Prior Lake, they must have, see, they got 30, 40, 50, 60. They got 75 yards in penalties, so that's 145 yards in penalties. That's a night's work, boys.
Well, these officials are very experienced, shall we say, and maybe they didn't get their evening exercise tonight, so they're going to walk it off on the Tigers and the Lakers.
Take over, 1st and 20. The ball is on the Tiger 9-yard line.
Oh, they call that a dead ball foul, so it's 1st and 20 as they rule that an illegal block after Brinkmeyer caught the ball, so we go 1st and 20. Whoops, that ball may have been fumbled a little bit.
9.
New quarterback in there, Mark Lichtfeld.
Sophomore.
A sophomore comes in to take over.
Josh Hankey, the ball carrier.
And Hankey was the running back. Good to see Josh get some running plays in here. Be able to use him a lot here as we get into the second half of the season, Don.
Yeah, gives us a little insurance in injuries, and see, you got a new tailback back there too, 28 for the Tigers.
Okay, that would be Shane Springer.
I think it is.
I think that's the number. Handoff goes to Hankey, and he's hammered pretty good.
The ball carrier.
Gets it across the 10-yard line out to about the 11 or 12.
Hankey was backed by Mike Lewis, number 63 of the Lakers.
Gaining yards grudgingly. That's Hankey's 5th carry for 14 yards in his first carries this year.
The ball is on the Tiger 12-yard
Tony Fratsky checks in. I don't know if we've made complete changes at the line of scrimmage or not. I can't try and pick up some of those numbers for
Usually
you.
try and keep that line in there to protect that second back group.
Hand off to the tailback. He got a little bit of running room, and he gets it out here to the 20-yard line. So the Tigers pick up 11 or 12 on this possession.
Was that Springler?
But after the 10-yard penalty, of course, it'll be first and or fourth down.
How many yards you get? About 12 there or something?
Well, we got 11 altogether. Those 3 carries.
So about 9.
Down to 10 minutes left to go on the ball game. Tigers leading comfortably. They got ready, just kind of running out the clock on this one. They're leading at 35-3. Brinkmeyer in the punt for the Tigers.
Ryan Hecky, number 21, Jimmy Solis, number 25, deep.
There's a snap, and the kick is up and away, and it bounces, and they pick it up on the run. And
Nice
Van Hecky, I believe, he slips a couple of tackles.
To about the 43
Now
yard line.
Gets it out
79 missed him, McGraw. And 40 ran, Rudolph, they kind of ran into one another and knocked each other off the ball carrier, I think. 44 in there for the Tigers.
Prior Lake will take over.
Trevor Rucky.
Looks like not many changes defensively, though. I see Fallon and Koenig are still there. Pick up those numbers, those defensive linemen. The linebackers look to be the same also.
Rucky's playing one.
Rucky in at one linebacker. There's a handoff straight ahead and a big gain, and just well, he may even have gotten a first down. New ball carrier in for the Lakers, Terry McCord in the ball game. As the Lakers starting to make some changes now also. Another new player, Dave Volkert, 13, in at one wide receiver. New quarterback for the Lakers is Chad Hawley. Slot, double slot formation.
I wanted to talk to you, you disappeared all of a sudden.
And they go with that sweep over here to the right, and once again, all kinds of running room, but the Tigers split a couple of blocks and are able to make the tackle, but not before they pick up close to another first down.
Juffer and Christensen, the tacklers, but he got 8 or so. I thought he had it made to the outside too, but here comes Brinkmeyer up.
The play brings up second and 1. The ball is on the Tiger 23-24 yard.
2 in there.
Jay Peterson will be the safety for the Tigers for the time being. Second and 2. Handoff straight ahead. Big gain up the middle.
Terry McCord, number 41,
Jumper
ball
again.
carrier for the Lakers.
McCord
Stopped in there by
goes down to about the 17-yard line, where it'll bring up a second down.
For Briar Lake.
36 for the Tigers. That's Billy Eichten coming in, 5'11" junior,
First and 10 for Briar Lake. The ball
playing defensive end or tackle over there.
Oh, quick pitch. The Tigers miss him in the backfield, and then again, almost a first down for the Lakers.
Eichten came in and almost made the tackle after this being set.
Steve Barrett coming in. Steve's played a little bit the last couple of weeks. I believe his first time in a ball game tonight. And he'll be replacing
Wetzel.
Wetzel comes in.
Tiger 9-yard line.
Barrett started a couple of weeks ago. Now they go to the I formation. Hand off to an option play, and the Tigers stacked that one up pretty good.
First down, no?
I think he got the first down. It was second. They only had to pick up about a yard. And they get it down to the 7-yard line, where it'll be first and goal from the 7.
99 in. Matt Reed places Koenig. Koenig had another good game at defensive end. Good pressure, he's quick.
First down for Briar Lake. First and goal on the
Coach
6-yard line.
Rosberg getting as many players as he can into the ball game. There's a snap, inside handoff, and he's going to score into the end zone.
Number 30, the ball carrier.
McCord, the ball carrier. And so the Tigers give up their first touchdown of the game with 6:51 left to go in the ball game. Makes it 35-9 with the Lakers to attempt the point after here shortly. They bring on the kicking tee. It looks like it'll be a try from 10 yards or so. Well, this is an interesting formation. Well, now they trot over and go into the more conventional setup. Now they're having a little trouble getting everybody in the right spot. There's a snap. The kick is up.
Oh, he's got a good leg.
Good leg is right. He kicked that ball. I don't know if he kicked it right out of the ball yard here over the fence. At any rate, the kick was good. With 6:51 to go, the Tigers lead it 35-10. We'll get our kick return team out here.
No up and down. I don't know, but they better get some other kind of a deal.
So the Tigers get ready, homecoming next week, right, Don?
Northfield, appearing right here on HCBN. Once again, got Mark Strom up on the roof doing the video portion of the game tonight as the Tigers lead this one 35-10. Should have it pretty well sacked. That was against the second defense basically there that Prior Lake went down, but also Prior Lake was using their second backs too. So some nice runs. That McCord looked like a pretty decent runner.
Yeah. Looks like the injured player from Prior Lake is going off on a stretcher. That would probably be the big tackle who went down with a knee injury. And taking no chances. The Hutchinson ambulance service is here from the hospital, and they've got him on the gurney, and they're going to roll him over and probably take him over to the hospital and x-ray and make sure that there's nothing too serious, hopefully, wrong. Punt or kickoff rather is fielded by Kramer and Springler rather. You're right. He runs it out to about the 25-yard line.
Shane Springer returns.
So the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. I see. Looks like Barrick in here on offense, also 59.
Probably center.
And the quarterback for the Tigers once again will be Mark Lichtfeld.
Another penalty mark stop.
Corey Hansen. Oh, I missed that one. What do we got this time?
Why not? Another 15. That looks like about 30.
Where are we going?
Oh, re-kick. I was going to say. Well, maybe they got back-to-back 15s or something.
Okay, well, there it is back there on the 40-yard line, the flag.
Guy was walking like he was marking off penalty.
Yeah, he was. He fooled me. And when he got to the 40, though, I thought, wait a minute. So an offside penalty. Good thing they caught that in this 35-10 game.
That's right. And another 5 Prior Lake.
Penalty called against Prior Lake.
They just passed us in the second half with that one, so 10 more yards and penalties, 80-70.
So all for naught. We'll kick it again.
35-yard line.
Come ahead, and there is a kick.
Darn, you're offside again. Rudolph
takes it at about the 15, out to the 20, dives between two players, still on his feet, breaks a couple of tackles, and he's just got to outrun a couple of players, and he can't do it. He's dragged down at about the 50-yard line, but
probably from about the 10.
I think that's where he caught it, was back on in the neighborhood of the 10 or 15-yard line, so a 40-yard return for Rudolph. There's a case where the penalty really hurt. The Tigers were at the 25, and now they move it out to the 50. They get the 49. Is there a cross midfield? Let's see who we've got out there now. I see Christensen. Looks like Hinkie at the fullback position, although I'm not sure.
Springler, Leckville.
Hand off to Springler. He picks his way across the 47 to about the 46-yard line. Well, this will be some good experience for Shane Springer, a sophomore or junior running back. Hasn't had a chance to carry the ball many times. And just going in the line there just a little bit tentatively, but he'll get his feet wet at least. Second and 6. Lickfeld again, the Springler. This time he blasts in there a little bit harder, but he's met at the line of scrimmage. He crosses the 45, picks up a yard, and bring up 3rd and 5. 5:48 left to go in the ball game. Cold and windy night here down at S.R. Knudsen Field. It was really a nice day today, but when the sun went down, the wind kept blowing, and it's pretty cool right now.
The ball is on the Laker 45-yard line.
3rd and 5 for the Tigers. Hand off to Hinkie, I believe, and he stopped for no gain.
For the Tigers.
One of the Lakers saw that play and was able to beat the block and get in the backfield and make the tackle. Loss of about a half yard and make it 4th down.
Number 50.
Probably right.
Tigers probably will run it here. I don't know. Steve Ring brings in the play, right?
That's right. Ring brings in the play, and coming out of the game, number 84 for the Tigers, Gary Pancake. I believe his first action of the season, at least that we've seen. Missed that Shakopee game. Hand off to second back, and he's going to be stopped short of the 1st down. Picks up about 4, but it brings up, needed to pick up 5 or 6, had to get it across the 40-yard line, so the ball go over on downs to the Lakers from Prior Lake, with 4:41 left to go in the ball game. Very little scoring here in the second half, Don, just 1 touchdown.
One apiece. Right?
1 apiece, you're right.
Well, with that high-powered offense that Prior Lake has, even the second backs, you get them the crease. With the inexperienced defenders, they probably never even seen this before. Hutch, when they run all that crisscrossing thing. Here they come again.
Here they come to the near side, and
he's got
running
room,
back, he runs over his own tackle and still picks up 8 yards. As the blocker kind of got in his way, he just pushed him down in front of him.
Stopped in there by Matt Reed, number 99.
And we've got an injury here as Bill Voigt had somebody roll across his ankle perhaps a little bit. He comes to the sideline and just got her dinged a little bit. He looks like he'll be all right. Another player out there, Matt Reed, 99, 26 defensively for the Tigers is Robert Jackson. We've got one of the Lakers down, number 25 for the Lakers.
That's their ace, isn't it?
Down on one knee. Sodas injured, so they're not exactly going with all backups. There's Sodas, one of their captains, still out there.
I suppose they'd like to get up to 35-17, look better in the box score tomorrow if they could do it.
58 for the Tigers, not in our program. Don't know who that is.
Second and 2 for Prior Lake.
Jackson, 26 out here on one linebacker.
Second and 2.
Quick pitch.
Pitch to the right. The Tigers got a whole bunch of people over there, and
Hold.
probably another holding penalty.
Yep.
Another player in the ball game for the Tigers, I believe for the first time, Jason Sturgis, 140-pound junior, is playing this near corner. And that holding penalty will nullify an apparent 1st down.
Travis Forcier, number 73 in there.
Kent still in the ball game.
Of course, they need to get him a few plays. He hasn't played that much at that defensive tackle, and he's a young guy, so they got Kent and Forcier, both big guys in there in the line tackles. And 99 at one end, did you get him? Matt Reed, yeah.
Yep, Matt's in the ball game.
Who's the other end out there? 36? That
Make out that number.
Billy Eichton at the far end.
Section 39-yard line.
Second and probably 15 altogether. 3:30 left to go in the ball game.
Oh, passing it.
Passing play, a little screen pass. Yeah, intercepted.
58. Two guys.
58 have it.
I don't know.
Let's see who that is. Well, that's the unknown player. He and Barrick were battling for the ball there. And
What is it?
we'll try and find out who this is. Comes over, gets the congratulations of all his teammates. Maybe he'll take his helmet off, Don. You can
Yeah,
recognize who it is. But at any rate, another turnover for the Tigers. They take the ball at their own, or the Prior Lake 48-yard line.
Take your hat off so we can see.
Either that or he's got his name on the back of his jersey.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't?
Oh.
Okay.
There goes 35. Hank, he gained 2.
Josh Hankey, number 35, the ball
Hanky
carrier.
barrels down to the 46-yard line with a 2-yard gain.
Mike Lewis, number 63, of the Prior Lake.
Well, the Tigers had 3 interceptions in this class, Ward, and a fumble recovery.
Back for the Tigers. Ball is on the 47-yard line of the Lakers. Shane Springer, number 28, the ball carrier. Brings up 3rd and 7. The ball is on the Laker 45-yard line. Scott Hankey will attempt the extra point. Mark Lickfield is holding. Extra point attempt is good. Brings the score, the Hutchinson Tigers 42, the Prior Lake Lakers 10.
Son of Richard and Diane Wanzak, and Brenda Berg, daughter of Darwin and Gloria Berg. And our 1991 King and Queen, Tina Schwartz, daughter of Tom and Sharon Schwartz, escorted by Eric Zemer, son of Mark and Maureen Zemer. Let's give all the candidates a round of applause. Sherry wore a different dress.
Good evening, everyone. This is Ward Haugen for the Hutchinson Community Video Network. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's Hutchinson Tiger homecoming game. The ball game will be between, of course, the Hutchinson Tigers and the Northfield Raiders. I'd like to thank, I believe that was Kari Bailey, who introduced the royalty for this year's homecoming. Congratulations to all those young men and young ladies. Well, the Tigers come into this ball game with a 4-0 record and a very legitimate chance at the conference championship. Northfield comes into the ball game with a 2-2 record. Northfield's 2 losses have both been very close ball games. I believe they lost 7-6 to Benilde St. Margaret in a game that was just an absolute mudbath. And their other ball game, I believe they lost to Chaska. But one of the things the Tigers are going to have to be very careful of tonight will be the defense of the Northfield Raiders. The Raiders have an excellent defense. They rate in the upper echelon in the conference in most defensive categories. Offensively, they're not particularly explosive, but they do have a quality football team. Now, this game is going to be perhaps a lot closer than a lot of people are thinking. It looks like, 4 undefeated Tigers looking for a chance. Incidentally, if they win this ball game, will clinch a playoff berth. I don't think that's a big problem in any event, but it's always nice to get it out of the way. So, at any event, the Tigers would, on paper, appear to be the overwhelming favorites. But they're going to, as I said, I think, quite frankly, I'm looking for the Tigers to have their hands full. Don Hansen is with me tonight. As I said, this is Ward Haugen for Hutchinson Community Video Network. And I'm upstairs right now as I had to give my spot up for Kari Bailey. Don, are you on the headset down there? Doesn't sound like